Because I heard he could really play.
No. He can't even be Shakur.
You. What's Shakur lied to you?
You lost. I seen the video.
You ain't seen my video.
Oh, I didn't.
Exactly.
I just seen the video.
Exactly. Oh, what happened? Exactly.
Boxing, he's definitely talented. You know what I mean? And he's definitely got that it. And yeah, he's definitely respected in boxing. But Shakur is a different fighter. You know, Shakur is different. You know, people may call him boring. People may say he can't punch. But they said the same thing about Floyd. Because they defensive fighters.
Yeah.
He knows that. That's why he's like, he's boring. He's this, he's that. He's trying to diminish everything that Shakur have done. So it's not marketable. But he can't do that because Shakur is world champion.
Terence Crawford sparked controversy after confronting Devin Haney and expressing strong opinions about Shakur Stevenson. Crawford also warned that Stevenson's elite defensive skills make him extremely dangerous, suggesting that underestimating him could result in serious consequences in future matchups.
Your little brother, you know what I'm saying, Shakur, that's the fight. Everybody want to see that. That's the 50-50, I think, you know what I'm saying? I've been saying 50-50. I told both of them that. That's a toss-up to me. No bias. Don't just say that because you're the man. Who you got winning that?
I got Shakur. People may call him boring. People may say he can't punch. But they said the same thing about Floyd. Because they defensive fight.
Crawford stated that many fighters, including Haney, are reluctant to step into the ring with Shakur Stevenson, describing him as a highly intimidating and challenging opponent.
You're here for your little brother this week, in Shakur Stevenson. I've interviewed both of you for years, and you really have kind of built a relationship that a lot of people know about, and some people maybe don't. How good is Shakur Stevenson in your opinion?
He's not good, he's great. And I think tomorrow the world will take notice of how great he is. There's a reason why certain fighters didn't want to take the chance to step in the ring with this fighter. He's great. A lot of people started saying, oh, he's a runner, he's this, he's that. Just to detour people from being excited to see him fight because he's not knocking people out and all that crazy stuff. But they will see why people really don't want to get in the ring with him come tomorrow.
I know you've shared the ring with him, sparring plenty of times. What makes Shakur Stevenson great? What makes him different? What makes him, I don't want to say an ilk of yourself, but in the same kind of era, the Bud Crawford era, he's got a Shakur Stevenson era coming through.
Everything. The offense, the defense, the poise, the rhythm, the distance, the timing, the punch placement, the react time. Like, I can go on and on. You know, the toughness, the grit, the grind. Like, he's amazing, you know, and tomorrow he will show it.
How do you think it ends tomorrow night? Do you believe that Shakur Stevenson can stop Teofimo Lopez? Because people aren't really talking about that.
Listen, if T.O. get out of line, you know, he can get hurt, you know. But I see Shakur outboxing him to a decision, a unanimous decision.
Bud acknowledged Shakur Stevenson's exceptional talent, praising his strategic mindset, technical skills, and high boxing IQ. He described Stevenson as a fighter who blends smart tactics with precise execution, making him a formidable and deeply respected presence in the ring.
When I'm in there with Shakur, you know, it's just a chess match, you know, because Shakur is a thinking man as well. So it's definitely a chess match, and you know, that's something that, you know, I love, he loved, because now we got to be creative. We got to be, you know, we got to go in that bag and be like, man, I can't do this with him because it's not going to work. So now I got to get more creative to get a little advantage over him, because we both competitive. Neither one of us want to let the other one get anything off. So, you know, that's probably what he alluded.
Devin Haney confidently declared that he will fight Shakur Stevenson, emphasizing that the matchup is too important to ignore. He pointed out the huge financial rewards involved and added that fans are strongly calling for the bout to happen.
And then without saying Shakur, Teofimo, Tank, right? It just is what it is. Is that fight going to ever happen? Would it ever happen against you and Shakur?
100%, yeah. I think so. I think it.
You think Shakur will grow into whatever weight you're in?
I mean, we're all of us is close to the same size. You know, we're all growing together. We're all like, you know, getting bigger. And it's only so many guys, like y'all said. It's only so many guys that we're we could make big money and people want to see the fights. Which even though I know that they making new guys, it's guys like Kermel, Abdullah, all these guys want to come up too. So eventually they gonna be there too. But yeah, no, I think that a fight with Shakur is very much possible. We tried to make it happen a while back, but you never know. I think that it.
During a recent podcast, Shakur Stevenson and Terence Crawford briefly discussed Devin Haney, focusing on respect, competition, and their career outlook. Shakur emphasized that he is willing to face anyone placed in front of him, including elite opponents like Haney.
Fight whoever they put in front of me.
What about Devin Haney?
Whoever they put.
However, negotiations between top-tier fighters are notoriously complex, involving purse splits, broadcasting rights, promotional politics, and, as history shows, management's balance of risk versus reward. Stevenson has been clear about only pursuing fights that align with his financial and career goals, which may explain the delay in finalizing the Haney matchup. Some observers suggest that talks have stalled not because either fighter is hesitant, but because both camps are aiming for the most favorable deal, a common scenario in high-profile bouts.
I try to be real careful on what I say.
True. This has got Jay on Twitter. He a big Haney fan. He be always clipping and changing stuff, Jay.
Yeah, they gonna make a narrative as if like I'm scared of. I think Devin's a tremendous fighter. Do I think Devin Haney can beat me? Hell no. Hell no.
Yeah.
For me personally, I'm on a different level than everybody.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to boxing, because Devin, he's a boxer. It's not like he's a stone cold killer who's just gonna go in there and try to knock me the fuck out.
Yeah.
He's gonna outbox me. I'm the greatest boxer. How do you...
Crawford's relationship with Stevenson goes beyond casual commentary. Over the years, he has consistently praised Stevenson's technical skill and boxing intelligence, even noting that Stevenson is exceptional in how he adapts to different styles mid-fight. Whenever fans criticize Stevenson's more defensive or cerebral approach, Crawford defends him, emphasizing that boxing is about hitting without getting hit, a philosophy famously exemplified by legends like Muhammad Ali.
Shakur, ain't nobody beat Shakur. I'm saying Shakur beat everybody. It don't matter who it is, Shakur beating them, so it don't matter. Shakur over everybody. That's how it's gonna be. Man, that boy's special. That boy's special, man. Shakur's, you know what I mean, one of a kind, you know what I mean? He adapt to every fighter, and then once he adapt to you, it's
Floyd Mayweather has publicly praised Shakur Stevenson on multiple occasions, particularly highlighting his technique and ring intelligence. While Mayweather has never explicitly called Stevenson the best fighter in his division, he has consistently recognized Stevenson's superior skill set. Comparing fighters in the same weight class, Mayweather described Gervonta "Tank" Davis as the bigger puncher, but noted Stevenson as the more polished and technically refined boxer. In other words, Davis brings raw power, whereas Stevenson exemplifies precision, defense, and high-level boxing fundamentals, the very qualities Mayweather built his own career on. Mayweather's respect for Stevenson dates back years. When Stevenson was still a young prospect, Mayweather reportedly told him he saw special potential in him and even suggested that Stevenson could be the one to challenge or surpass some of his records.
You got guys fighting between 130, 135, and 140. They stack, you know, around that area. So, I mean, as of right now,
skills that pay the bills.
Well, the two guys, well, the biggest puncher, I feel, at the 135 will probably be Gervonta "Tank" Davis. But the most skillful fighter at 135 will be hands down Shakur Stevenson.
And what is it about him? Because I know he have a lot of good attributes, but do you think he has enough power to sustain?
Well, it's really all about skills. Pernell Whitaker wasn't a huge puncher, but he was, I mean, very exciting, very tough, and he fought everybody. And Shakur is trying to do the same thing. He want to fight the best they got out.
Devin Haney is determined to prove that he belongs among boxing's true elite, understanding that legacy is forged by facing the toughest opponents. Rather than shielding his record, Haney has openly expressed interest in taking on top fighters, particularly Shakur Stevenson, a matchup many fans view as defining this era. The fight represents more than just titles. It is about respect, pride, and determining who is the most complete boxer of this generation. Haney believes that defeating a highly skilled and undefeated fighter like Stevenson would silence critics questioning his greatness. The bout also carries enormous financial stakes and global attention, making it one of the most anticipated contests in modern boxing. Other fighters continue to call for major matchups with Haney, underscoring his role as a central figure in the division.
Fights are not possible. Would you be more inclined just to move up to 140?
Yeah, you know, if I can't get those fights next or it doesn't make sense for it to be next, I'll probably go to 140, test it out, see how I feel at the weight at 140, and then when the time is right, then, you know, I'll defend my belt at 135. We'll just see, though. I got to go back and talk with the team and see what makes the most sense. That's really all.
Talk surrounding a potential fight between Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson continues to intensify, but a significant obstacle still stands in the way of the bout becoming reality. Even so, both fighters remain in peak condition, consistently demonstrating the discipline, preparation, and technical skill that make them extremely tough to defeat. Their recent performances and undefeated records highlight their consistency and professionalism at the highest level of the sport. Haney has openly addressed Stevenson, making it clear he is ready to face him. His statements reflect both confidence and a willingness to take on meaningful challenges that could define his legacy, while acknowledging Stevenson as a serious and dangerous opponent.
Haney going to concede to that? I doubt it. So there's a major obstacle in the way. But nonetheless, as you watch these two fighters fight, you can clearly see, outside of cheating, they're more than likely not going to lose, right? With that said, Devin Haney immediately responds to Shakur. Shakur responds to Devin, right? Again, we had the initial four kings. It was Devin, Ryan, T.O., and Tank Davis, right? It was supposed to be the Four Kings 2.0, from the Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearn, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran.
Shakur Stevenson has also responded to Haney's remarks, making it clear that he is fully aware of the discussions and open to a potential future showdown. His response indicates that he is not avoiding the matchup, but is instead waiting for the right moment for it to make sense both competitively and financially. The back and forth between the two fighters reflects a mutual respect, while also highlighting the tactical considerations that often influence major fights. Their exchanges demonstrate that elite boxing is not only about skill inside the ring, but also about timing, negotiations, and long-term career strategy. Both fighters appear focused and prepared, carefully evaluating risks and rewards before making any commitments.
For this, plenty of times, I asked him, do you feel like you're Wilfred Benitez? Because we had that Four King era, but nobody mentions Wilfred Benitez. And the fact remains is Wilfred Benitez beat Roberto Duran as well. And Roberto Duran is 1-4 against those guys. He beat Sugar Ray Leonard the first time. Outside of that, Roberto Duran, he lost. He quit against Sugar Ray Leonard. He got knocked out brutally by Tommy Hearns. He got outboxed by Marvin Hagler and outclassed by Wilfred Benitez. Right? But he's overshadowing Wilfred Benitez. And I felt like these guys, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Tank, and T.O., overshadowed Shakur Stevenson. And now Shakur Stevenson has shined the light by dominating Teofimo Lopez.